I could accept that the water south of prison will be out of bounds, but what about the water between like crane thingy number 2 and then directly west of that, the tower? POV, you're playing season 3, day 1, ranked battle royale. You have the newest zombies wonder weapon, and it's the end game and you're killing swag. This is what it's gonna look like. You'll be under the map.
I'm gonna get water.
I mean, just terrible news. Yeah. Really bad stuff. I guess we'll do this. Oh, okay. Yeah, but it's not laggy. That's good. Okay, I'm turning off this. All right, we're live, boys and girls. Welcome to the Dropshot Call of Duty podcast, episode number. My document is telling me 503, which is wrong because it's 505. My name's Casey, aka Razinon. Today, I'm joined by Tanner, and we have a special, fun, surprising, exciting
I'm getting
announcement.
crazy, man.
Not announcement.
Drinking a high noon. Is that okay with you?
You're drinking a high noon? It's the afternoon.
That's what they're for.
Wow.
It's a 4% seltzer. What are these?
That's crazy.
Or a Hafe.
That's a lemonade, as far as I'm concerned.
And I play Hell Let Loose together.
Mm.
You know you're a real boomer when you're playing Hell Let Loose in the middle of the day with your IRL friend and drinking.
And drinking a Happy Dad, yeah. So anyway, welcome to the show. Today we have an episode for you. So we're gonna do a flyover of Verdansk. Now we do have some announcements. Stick around for the end of the show if you want to hear them. Some pretty fun, interesting announcements. But before that, we're going to do today's episode, which is going to be a Verdansk flyover of the original, actually. So basically, the plan is to is to fly over Verdansk, take a look at some stuff, talk about it. Because obviously we're getting Verdansk back in season 3 in 18 days and some change, and nothing has been going on for quite a while. So we figured this could be fun. On Patreon, we did a similar episode to what we're going to do now, where we watched some guy's YouTube video where he was flying around 20% of the map in a helicopter, and we talked about that. But this way we will have complete control. So that's what we're going to do. And then, yeah, kind of, I don't know, reminisce a little bit, but then also maybe talk about imagining this with Omni movement, whatever we're looking at.
Well, I was kind of thinking if we need more talking, we could load up a trial and we can yap about how bad the movement and inability to mantle things is.
We could do that.
I always say. Yeah.
That's potentially
idea, at least. Yeah.
what we'll do as well. Yeah. So yeah, that's the episode. So how do you do this? Well, I looked into it because I wanted to fly around Verdansk myself. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to reinstall MW19 because you could probably get outside the map in this game.
Yeah.
Just like I had figured out you could do with BO6. Like on the map. You guys know the map. I've said it many times. And I also know.
Yes.
And you can like go to Codcaster or whatever and then like fly around the whole BR map, Avalon. I figured something like that's probably possible with MW19. And
yeah,
it is.
Oh my God, we're here. Horrific lighting. Holy shit.
The lighting is bad news. Yeah, and so what we've done is we've loaded into a multiplayer map. This one is Superstore. You could do it at like 4 maps. Doesn't really matter which one you do. So now, Tanner, what I want you to do is press your F key.
Yeah, I pressed it.
Okay, now I want you to press your Y key.
Okay.
Okay, and now I want you to press your P key.
Oh my God.
And then I want you to press it again.
Keys.
Yeah.
P again? No.
Yeah, so there should now be nothing on your screen.
There's nothing on there, not a single goddamn thing.
Based. Okay. So what you're gonna do, press your shift key so you move faster, and it's toggle.
I'm zooming.
And now you're zooming. Okay. I probably move slower than you because I tried to change my camera move setting and it doesn't work.
Mine also didn't work. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so the game doesn't function. What else is new? This is a 5-year throwback to the game.
Maybe it'll
not
work in
functioning.
game. Did you try it in game yet?
What?
Did you try changing that setting in
Yes.
game? No, it does not work.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was the first thing I tried. Obviously. So yeah,
wasn't.
here we are at Super. So we're like in Codcaster basically, and here's the map. Obviously, you're
got
gonna
your
want to
graphics
do this
turned up?
episode in video. By the way, fuck no, I don't. And it wouldn't matter anyway. So
Okay.
So we have the whole map of Verdansk here. I'm actually going to do this too. I'm going to pull up on my side a little Verdansk map. Little overlay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you're an expert on all the POIs, so.
I am, but just so I can tell you guys everything, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's what I always say.
You know what
I'm
I mean.
Jonathan Shrek McPhee. Okay.
Oh,
let's
nothing renders
see.
at all. Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's not great. Yeah. But that's okay.
We see the layout, though. That's what matters.
Yes, we do. So I would love for this to just open one time. It won't.
Barbecue
Nothing's-
back there? Yep, there's MFAN
Nothing
Barbecue.
works.
I'm looking at it right now. Cope, I'm looking directly at MFAN Barbecue, by the way, buddy. You're so pissed. He's furious. What are you trying to get to work?
Nothing. I got it. All right. So here we are. So yeah, we don't really have a plan. I tested this to make sure it would work, which it does. But I kind of want to just like drive around. You know what I mean? So here we are, starting for right now at Superstar, and I kind of think we go, and that was bad news. I kind of think first we go straight to Dam. So I'm going to go to Dam as quickly as I can, which is not very fast. Sorry. By the way, Nichols, thank you for the gifted YouTube membership. King, based of you.
I'm not sure Dam's really going to load. Is there a closer map than Dam? There's not, huh? No. Because what are our options here?
No, there isn't a closer one.
Our options are vacant,
I mean, most of the
scrapyard,
map,
super,
no matter what, is
broadcast.
going to look like ash, like this.
Yeah, it's worse than I thought it would be, but yeah.
So, you'll figure it out. Anyway, this is Dam. So, this was the thing I had thought might actually change with this next iteration. All this frozen water, also known as ice, would become water. They would thaw it because they love their swimming. Doesn't seem to be the case though. And Tanner and I talked about this particular area actually on our Patreon episode, where kind of interesting having these little fights here. I even remember these rocks. Obviously there was a lot more detail, and then you had, you know, the fire station here, and then like the buildings across, and you could go under in this building here, and then there's like a ladder where you can go down, and then you come out down here in this building. So
Yes. Yeah, the one at actual Dam.
correct, yeah. So one thing was like, is there gonna be how changed will this be if we're gonna not have water? Well, it'll still be ice, obviously, and you see the snow on the map. I think that's gonna be the case. There won't be water.
Yeah, we already saw snow in the background of the images.
Correct, yes. But I think they might add some repels here, because like if you got caught down here at all, you were just dead. This is unscalable in game, and I don't think they're going to allow that to happen anymore, especially if they take out balloons. I think they're going to put in like some repels along this, or like another ladder or some shit like that. And then going from here, I think what we do is do some little stripes, some little horizontal stripes. So I'm turning my bitch ass to the right and going this way.
And you know which direction you mean by right. You mean east. So yeah, we'll go east.
Yeah, obviously. That's correct. So we're going east. We see some more buildings here. And this was, again, one of the charming micro POIs we talked about right here. These couple little buildings here, this guy here. Lots of little random ass buildings like that all around the map. that we just don't have on our 610. We really don't. And we may or may not have had them on Moz. I just don't remember them. If we did, honestly.
Charming micro POIs on Moz?
Yeah.
It felt like most of them were just regular POIs, and then we just had a lot of open desert space in between. That's kind of what I remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
I
I'm trying
think
to
that
figure out where you're
that
looking
is
right now.
what it was. So go to the fire station and then just go straight east until you're across the frozen lake.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah, from here I'm going to keep moving.
Oh, that was this top little corner, yeah.
Yes, yeah. And then I think down here, if you
Dead
go
part
down
of the map
the
in
road,
general, but it was
generally
it was
dead.
needed.
But I think right here was another area we were talking about where there was a buy station here at some point.
Yes.
And these
This
were
was a
fun
little
ass
neighborhood.
fights. Yeah.
This was fun because you'd be right on the edge of this cliff, kind of overlooking the dam and like the lower dam area. And there's really fun fights. These are those tight little buildings that Verdansk had where the second floor was like the attic, essentially. Those little buildings where you go up that staircase and you're just in like a wooden attic up top. I was a big fan of those buildings.
Yeah.
And at least one of these here was like this. I think two of these were. We had a little buy station here. Always a hot little area. There's always a car spawn here.
Yeah,
Fun
and
little-
what was
fun
cool
little
about
region.
this area, and a lot of Verdansk, because this was pre-balloons, is that, especially here though, you really were not going to get third-partied here. Like, it was quite rare. Because, yeah, you're very out of the way. It's not easy to get up here. So, it was also, like, team fights, which was nice. But,
Yeah.
anyway. Moving on from that, this little winding road, what is this here?
That goes down.
If you keep going down the street, there are some more buildings.
That's a police station,
Oh, it's
buddy.
the police station. Yeah.
Another
I
hot
now
area.
remember this well, actually.
And again,
Yeah.
this was kind of cool because you'd be at the front of police station and there'd be people coming down the mountains right here, looking like watching the front door of police station.
Yeah.
Again, it just the amount of buildings I think is just a lot better than what we have right now. I just prefer this way they've done it. It really spread out. We just have so many more. I would love to count the number of individual buildings on Urzikstan compared to this. Actually, it'd be interesting.
It would
I'll
be
get right on that.
crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Get
It's
started.
triple the amount. Yeah.
And by the way, like, look where we are. What POI are we at, chat? It isn't one. How many gunfights did you have here? Lots. Lots. It was just like some buildings and lots of open space.
Yeah.
And elevation changes. Like, we're all on a big hill here, but it's not like one slope. You know, there's like little peaks and valleys. And the fights were fun as fuck.
And then even like just right across from when you go out the police station, kind of look to the right. If you're coming out the front doors, that little tiny building there, that little shack. I remember that
this little guy.
specifically also.
Yeah.
Because yeah, you'd like run out there and you can kind of sit in there and wait for people to come out police station and whatnot. I don't know. Just the way there are small little buildings everywhere. It's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And now imagine fighting at this police station with Omni movement.
Yeah. I'm going to leave and try a different map, by the way. You stay on this. Because Jaken's saying his looks a lot better and he's on Scrapyard. So I'm going to load in a Scrapyard, see how it's looking.
Scrapyard, huh?
Yeah. But anyways, you can
That's
keep going
weird because Scrapyard is just farther. That's weird. I mean, it's possible.
Not
but
really.
I'm looking at the map. It's just farther. And I hope that helps.
It's not further
Superstore
than
is
the dam.
literally directly in the middle of Scrapyard and where we are right now. Literally.
It's not. You don't have no clue where we are then.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
It's not. It doesn't
Yes,
make
I
any
do. Okay,
sense.
here. Look. Here. I'm at the police station. Okay, where's Super? I'm on
Super
my
is
way.
basically south.
Yep. I'm on my way. Or excuse me, where is Scrapyard?
Scrapyard is south and a little bit to the right.
Okay, so here we go. I'm going straight to Scrapyard. and I am flying over airport, hangar. We're getting a lot better rendering here.
I was more referring to where we were first at, where was Dam, because
Well, this is
Scrapyard's
a
technically
multiplayer
closer
map.
to Dam.
I'm over super.
Oh, Scrapyard is way better anyways. The lighting's better.
Still going.
Oh yeah, it looks totally different.
Now I'm at scrapyard. I mean, it's much farther. It could render better on that map still, but I mean, it's not closer. Should I go on scrapyard then?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Just keep
Oh
going
yeah, you
through
got to
yours.
set up your settings.
Just, yeah, just keep going through it.
Yeah. So anyway, whatever. So once we get BO6, like, we're not going to talk about every little spot as much as I'm going to talk about this right now, but because this is going to apply to a bunch of other spots like this police station. So like, in other words, this police station is just like a couple of buildings with some elevation changes around where you will have a lot of gunfights.
Yeah.
And there are lots of spots on Verdansk like this. How will an area like this, and we'll use this as the example, but there are many, going to play differently now than 5 years ago? Well, a couple things that we've all talked about by now anyway, but number one, you're not going to get snipe downed instantly from really far away. So being outside of these buildings, not going to be quite as dangerous as it used to be, because you were always liable to just get car sniped. So for example, if I'm on, police roof, which is not a nasty heady, by the way, it's a flat roof, looking down, because gas is like, I don't know, for some reason you have to rotate this way. That would be a weird circle. Let's say you're like in here and you're coming up. Like, I mean, what we used to do back in the day, if you're in here, you have cover, and now you're peeking. So you're actually pretty close. You're going to get one shot sniped anyway, actually. So probably a bad example.
Scrapyard is a lot better, and it's not relatively close. Yeah.
Oh,
like
really?
the actual buildings are rendering up here for me. It's still bad quality, but you see the physical buildings. You see trees even, which yours does not have trees. It's much, much better.
Okay. I'll go to scrapyard right now.
Yeah. So I'll just stay in my scrapyard. You can go to yours.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's something I wasn't even thinking about, is all these trees too. God, it looks nice with the trees here, man. Just the perfect amount too, I'll be honest. And then just going through, like, just north of police station here, I'm looking through the mountains, and the trees, the way the elevation is, they're little tiny ridge lines. You can just get in enough cover to plate.
Yeah.
And I mean, we don't have these areas on Urzikstan really at all, but the few hilly areas we have, they're just rolling hills. These provide you with a spot where you can take some shots, get down, plate up. I don't know, just I think a more interesting layout in general.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and we've been saying it, but it's still true. And like, looking at the map, you can tell, especially with trees, yeah, which I'm excited to see render. Okay, I'm loading in right now.
The lighting's better here too.
Oh, the lighting's fucking way better. Yeah.
Once you get this far up, though, it kind of turns black. But back in the scrapyard area, it's even in this area, it's still better.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like these houses in general behind, just it's a nice little layout just to go up and take this overhead view, kind of just look around. The amount of buildings, it's just perfect in this area.
Yes. Oh yeah, the dam looks way better too, even.
Yeah, the dam fully renders.
Yeah.
Low quality, but.
Oh yeah, and then the sky turns black. Yeah. Here's the airport. So we'll go over a lot of this stuff, but I just kind of want to get back to where we were. So yeah, again, this is it. Yeah, I'm glad you did this. This is much better. My slow ass cameras. Fucking speeding along. Okay. So yeah, again, like, you'd be in this building, whatever. you'd have cover, you'd have cover, you'd have cover. And you could actually get quite close without being like in snipe range, so whatever. But like, let's say again, I'm sniping on this police roof and you need to rotate from like up here, you know? Or like over here even. I mean, you shouldn't be on this road to be clear, but like you could peek this angle. And do you get sniped from here in the current game, one-shotted? To some snipers you do. But not to like the easiest sniper to use in the game ever, the Kar 98, with no idle sway and aim assist.
It is going to be interesting just to feel how this map plays with snipers that aren't that good. It's going to be a lot different.
It's going to be way different.
Be able to cross more open spaces too. That also might lead to people not even using vehicles as often as we think. Because I mean, think of airport trying to cross anywhere in that general area. In Warzone 1, you couldn't. You'd get sniped to somebody with a car or a Swiss or something. Yeah. And it's like, so I think that kind of forced people to use vehicles too. So in general, we might just see less because people are used to not having to use them.
That's probably also true. Yeah. And like, yeah, I agree. And then another thing too is we're almost certainly still going to be on a red dot meta. So like back in the day also, again, if you're pushing this, if they're using like, you know, kilos with VLKs up there, you might be getting beamed more than you will now. I doubt it though, because players are also much better than they used to be. You're probably hitting a lot of your shots at this range. Yeah. So is that going to play that much differently than it used to? I actually don't know, and we don't have all the info on what we're going to get. Like, our balloon's actually going away. Our sniper's actually changing. You know, like, we don't really know. But it's certainly going to play, obviously, fucking way different than Urzikstan. So that's going to be cool. And yeah, like, there are just so many areas like this. Just a couple buildings, lots of trees, lots of elevation changes. That's going to be fun. Another thing that I just thought of, by the way, with all these trees and shit, I think tracker stocks are going up.
You think?
I think so. Depending on, okay, so let's say, you know, I'm like playing this tree, okay, and I like right peek, you get some shots on me, and I like strafe behind the tree and now peek it left. Do I lose the outline? Because I've technically broken line of sight.
That's what I was about to say next. I don't think it would be good because I think even going through bushes, that's going to get lost probably. It's hard to say because Urzikstan has a total of like 3 trees on it, so we really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm assuming it works correctly every other time when it comes to a building. I'm assuming that would break line of sight. So, also just it's as simple as if they do the lighting correctly on Verdansk, you won't need tracker. Honestly, more open areas, as long as the lighting's better than what we have right now to looking into buildings, the dark corners, then yeah, I don't think it's as necessary. Yeah, it all depends on what they do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, none of us really know. So anyway, but yeah, going up from here, I'm gonna go a little north. Here is
there's that statue.
This little statue. Yep. Wow. Which I actually remember, and there was like some decent loot here. I thought you could get like up or in it or something. Maybe you could.
I think
maybe 84.
Some of those little
put,
statues
like, on it.
Down at the south end of the map, there was a way because it was like a spiral, so you can kind of run up it. But yeah. Other little neighborhoods up here too. I forgot about these other ones.
Yeah, dude, there's like so many.
Go to the west, these ones. This little neighborhood over here.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I hated this one, personally.
Yep. Oh, by the way, keep going west here. Keep going west past the fucking sign. Mm-hmm. Right around here is where we won our first game of Warzone that I was talking about. I want to say... I want to say it was like right here, like literally right here. Like I was on this ledge or something and like you were down there or something like that. And yeah, we won. Like actually.
This was a fairly common ending location for circles for as often as
it did happen sometimes.
I mean, people didn't come here really, so this was only where the circle ended. You would never land here really, but another cute little area.
No, you wouldn't. Yeah, that's another thing too. Is like everywhere is like lootable right now on Urzikstan, so you could drop almost anywhere and loot a decent amount of shit. That was fucking not true on Verdansk. If you dropped here, you're not getting loadout. You're not getting loadout here at all. Like, not even close back in the day. Is that going to change now? I don't think so. I think this is still going to be kind of ass to drop at for loot. So, again, that could create, probably will, hot drop spots like we used to have back in the day. I mean, Super's going to be one anyway because people remember it or whatever. But like Urzikstan doesn't have like super hot drops, or it didn't for a long time until they added high value loot zones, because you could loot money everywhere. But on Verdansk you couldn't. So that was part of the reason there were like hot drop spots. But anyway, from here going north, this fire station, fuck, did I play this a lot. I stayed at this fire station, and it's a fire station. And by the way, I miss these buildings that recur. Rather than having to memorize the blueprints and floor plan of 400 unique buildings, cringe. Give me like 3 blueprints and put multiples of them so I know what they are. That's another thing I hate about Urzikstan. All the buildings are different, very different, or slightly different. And it bothers me. I don't want to remember all these things. In fact, not only do I not want to, won't remember all of them because they're all different. But on Verdansk, if I go, a fire station's a fire station, and that's what I always say. They're all the same. Same with the police stations. Same with lots of the houses. And then there were some unique buildings. Same with all the prom buildings compared to each other. It wasn't, I didn't have to like, be fucking Zuckerberg and like have this autistic memory of every single fucking door and windowsill. It's like, oh, this door's uninteractable. This one I can jump through. So that's going to be nice too. But this is one of many fire stations. And it got play. And then up here, taking a quick little detour to the northeast on these rocks here.
Little rock face.
Loved endings up here. Fuck, did I love them. Like every edge of the map. But like, look at this area. Not that you were playing up here often, obviously, but circles would end here sometimes or outside the map or like on the edges of the map elsewhere often. And you would just be, I'm this guy. I'm here. I'm in lots of trees. I'm playing rocks. I'm like snaking rocks. There was no snaking back then. And, you know, rotating on people, throw a smoke here, wrap this way, get a kill, whatever. How often do you get a fight like that on Urzikstan? Never. Unless specifically you are between Cargo and Popov Power. That's it. Those are the only hills on the game. And they have no trees, like you were saying earlier. They have one fucking radio tower and like some fucking palm tree. One. Yeah. And that's it. It's just all ass. If you're on those hills, you're just exposed as fuck and dead. But here, you're not in a great spot if you're getting fucking mowed down, but you can, you know, get some cover, get some help, and figure it out.
I also wonder too, though, how often we are going to get circle endings like this, because was it MW 3 or just Moz when they made the change to essentially have more circle endings in the middle of the map? Because they went from every circle ending on Moz being half outside of the map and just it would like all be in water or something. So they made a change so that they were more common in the middle of the map. And that's why every single circle on Urzikstan right now too, it's a default circle in the middle of the map. The zone never ends anywhere close to the edge. Hardly ever. Just doesn't happen. And that leads to it feeling a lot different too. Like a circle ending here feels a hell of a lot different than it landing over even like Millie or something like that. Yeah. But what we have now, it's like, okay, it's ending Popov again. It's ending Old Town again. It's ending downtown for my 8,000th time playing this fucking map. It's ending somewhere in downtown.
I feel
always
like
the
it
same.
never ends or Low Town, by the way. Like never.
No, it doesn't ever end Low Town.
Yeah.
And so like here we had such a variety of endings, it felt like, and now it's not like that. So that's another thing to keep an eye on. If the map doesn't feel the same, it's because every circle is going to be ending in the middle of the map, possibly. And we're not going to get to play in these fun areas, which will be depressing.
That's a great point.
Happen.
And you're 100% correct. That's absolutely what's going to happen. You're right. Yeah, you're 100% correct. Unfortunately, they will.
Oh, I got butterflies here on my screen, man.
Yeah, I just saw them.
I'm looking at a monarch, I think.
That's a monarch. Okay.
Holy
entomology.
Shit. 2 of them.
I'm a bug expert. Anyway, yeah, so that's cool, man. Going on from here.
My God.
And then let's just quickly go down to the road. Couple little guys. Just 2 little buildings.
Couple little buds.
Just a couple little buds. They don't have to make a whole fucking POI out of it. Just give me 2 buildings. That's it. On the road south of it.
Those were buildings? I don't think those were buildings. What the hell were they? What was it?
They were, I don't know, little shit buildings. They were structures. Sort of like I don't remember what they were, but
like a checkpoint stop or something, maybe.
Something like that. You could go inside of it, yeah.
This map in general has variety, yeah, and that's a great point too.
Yeah, and then going south more, we've got this wall around these military
a lot of circles here too.
Bunkers.
A lot of circles up here, man.
Yeah, lots of fights in there. Playing this wall to like win the end game, fun stuff, good stuff. And like, to be clear, you guys are like, some of you who've been listening for a very long time might be like, where was this Verdansk glazing 5 years ago? Because I'm on record having fucking hated Verdansk when it came out. If we went back to the old mechanics and the old Verdansk, I would continue to hate the map for reasons outside of anywhere we've gone so far. We'll go to Promenade and check that out. We'll go to downtown and check that out. But with a lot of new mechanics, I think the problems I used to have will be assuaged. So I'm not changing my mind on my original position on Verdansk, to be very clear. I'm analyzing this now. First of all, these were good parts of the map that I didn't really ever have a problem with. And second of all, the game's way different now. But we'll get into that. So anyway, we're here at Millie, flying around. I mean, you never really want to be here unless you need to be, obviously. Very open, flat. You're on cement, so you're ultra easy to see. But sometimes you're forced here. And that's what I always say. And then this is where I feel like I use the Mac 10 all the time at this building specifically. I don't know why.
That giant metal building, the giant tin building, yeah.
By the hangar, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then this was like a cool little area.
Didn't like that type of building, to be honest. This was one of my.
These buildings sucked. There was one by Scrapyard too.
Yes, I do not enjoy this building.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's too. There's not enough cover in it. It's just like a box. Yeah, so I'm with you on that. But like playing these little bunker hills is fun. But anyway, moving on from here, I'm just gonna go super south. We're gonna do a little vertical paint brushing.
Going Millie.
Here we are. Oh, and this is one of the bunkers. I forgot about this bunker completely.
Was it? Yeah, there it is. It even renders.
Yeah. Totally forgot about that one. Went inside of it maybe one time.
There's that ice and plane crash heading over towards Favorite. Yep. God, I like this area a lot. Right
yeah. Let me actually
see a lot of these areas too. They're larger than I remember them being. It's a much bigger space between Millie and Favorite over here than I remember.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah. The plane crash. There was some loot here, and then get caught here a lot. This is where I have one of my clips where I think I like pre-C4'd a vehicle or something. It was like right here. And then this is Favorite.
The trees are nice, man.
On this roof. So here's an example of why I hated Verdansk. Were buildings like this. To get to the roof of this building, you needed to climb these interior stairs or these interior stairs or die and be bought back and parachute on it or helicopter your way on it.
Yeah.
That's it. And people would run restock claymores, cover these stairs, cover those stairs, you win. No one's taking that roof. Unless you're dog shit, no one's taking that roof. It's just impossible. And look at the sight lines you have with an infinite one-shot range sniper. I mean, the sight lines like looking toward Millie are not super long, but if you're looking fucking south, southeast, you're gonna hard east, dude, you'll get a lot of snipes this way.
Yeah.
And it's nasty. And this is like one example of why I fucking hated this map back in the day. But now snipers don't work the same way, and there are going to be rappels to get up here. There's going to be at least one. And that makes it already way better of a map. You know?
Yeah.
Because this is also, I picked the strongest camping example.
Yes.
Like, this was the best building to hold. Or one of them.
Another thing kind of nice about these little rolling hills with all the trees here, like, think now fighting between Cargo and Popov, if you're, like, on those hills, essentially you're at the top and somebody's pushing up to you, or you're pushing up to the top, but either way, you guys both have, like, crazy headies on each other, and all you're seeing is the other person's forehead, and they're shooting you. That's what's nice about trees, too, is people generally take cover behind the trees instead. So they just feel like more balanced fights. Like when somebody's stuck behind a tree and you can actually, you know, it feels like you can actually hit the person when you have the better positioning than they do, rather than some person just pushing up a hill on an insane heady. And just because that's how the game works, because bullets come out of the tip of your little tiny forehead.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, they can barely see you at all, and they're getting crazy shots on you. So I think that's another nice little small thing when it comes to trees. I'm a big tree guy, man. Yeah.
I'm glad you chose this map, because you're right. No one ever talks about the trees. No one's talking about the trees.
There are more than I remembered. Yeah.
There are lots of trees, and they are good for the game. They add to the game. And no one's
talking about them. Yeah.
And no one's talking about them. But you're right. Like, the hills between Popov and Cargo on Urzikstan are the perfect example. If you get caught, like, coming down or going up that hill, unless you're on the heady, cresting it, you're just fucked. There's no cover. You have no recourse. So that's, like, such an ass push. And usually, you're not going to do that. You'd rather balloon, obviously, but sometimes you can't, and you just are guaranteed dead. Whereas those exact hills, if they were in Verdansk, you'd have trees. Are you in a great spot? If you're getting lit up there, no, but you can live from one guy. You can't live from a whole team or two, obviously, but like you have some recourse and there's some counterplay. And if you're a better player, you can use one tree to win. And that's cool and good that we just don't have anymore. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So yeah, anyway. Moving on from favorite, let's see. What the hell's over here? This is Quarry. We're going Quarry. So this is Quarry. Yeah, and I apologize. Oh, dude, I forgot about this building. Oh, no. Southeast of Quarry. You remember this building?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
You would get pushed from these little hills here often. This was a death trap being down here.
Yes, 100%.
And there was a buy here. So you'd go to buy your friend back.
That was
the flare
right
would
there,
shoot up in the air. Yeah. Some guy would be on one of these little hills here and he'd kill you. Yeah.
Yep.
Because the map sucks.
Bitch ass.
And Urzikstan's better. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Anyway, so here, let's take a little tour of Quarry. So we're going to Quarry.
I'll go Quarry.
And the reason Quarry was really good back in the day is because all these buildings were made of sheet metal. Not really, but they were all metal. I'm a metallurgist, by the way, so I know what kind of metal.
I think that's made of steel, yeah. Probably steel, yeah.
Ow!
Steel kind.
Ow! Crack my jaw. Alloys.
Did you?
Yeah. Jesus, that hurt. Ow.
Bro's day to day with a jaw injury, huh?
That was weird. Yeah, it was like
a lot of buildings here at the Quar.
But yeah, a lot of buildings. And the reason we liked this a lot back in the day is because it was metal, so you could hear. You could hear footsteps. This is one of the very few buildings where you'd rely, well, yeah, excuse me. You would more often hear footsteps here than anywhere else. Yeah.
Yeah.
My dog will now bark.
Yeah, I kind of forget about all these little tiny side buildings here. These are the ones I liked fighting in. These had some interesting layouts in them, especially the one by this giant tower here. I don't remember what this tower was, but it's some tower. And this one little random one-story building. It had a fun little layout inside of it.
Yeah. You'd play the fuck out of this in Ground War too. It was some sort of like
pumping building. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but again, I just like these small little buildings fighting in them.
Yeah.
The layout of them was nice.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. All of these, I liked almost all of this part of the map, honestly. Like, they all were fun to fight in. Like, even being outside here and like playing these trains or whatever they were, that was fun and cool. And then you could be on like these little short roofs, no super tall buildings, playing inside of like the main buildings, these random suspended like bridges. That was cool too. All of this part of the map I really enjoyed. You could get some nasty headies if you were on top though, which will be the case again.
I'm heading back over that way. I had pressed F and it loaded me back to the scrapyard map again.
Oh,
so
no.
I'm working my way over there. But I'm getting a nice little view of Verdansk though, so I like that.
That's good.
Getting a great little view of Verdansk.
And then for those of you watching mine, which is all of you obviously, after you go north of here, this is my DMZ. So north of this shit is all ass up here.
Yeah.
All of this fucking sucked. Because this building right here, extremely campable. Extremely campable. And again, not going to be as campable in this game. And then you go even farther north of that, there would be a fair amount of end games back here. And again, fun. Trees, cover, elevation changes, good stuff.
Another interesting layout up here above the core as well, because one, you can mantle better now, but a lot of these little hills, there's nowhere to go up midway through. It's like you have to get from one end to the other in the vehicle. So it's like you kind of have to take a car up the road, the winding switchback road, to get higher elevation. And things like that will be interesting again, since we're so used to just, again, having a balloon flying past all of this earlier in the match and not having to worry about it. So that it's going to be interesting to see how things like that play out too, when you're going to have to actually... Almost makes me wonder if like smokes or something would become meta again. A lot of areas like that kind of strike me as wanting to run some smokes. I don't know.
I think right now, well, I was going to say right now, I think in ranked, not right now, but at one time in ranked, the meta was still smokes, even right now in Urzikstan.
Yeah.
In this game, I should say. But now I think people are on like shock charges because they're just overpowered.
Yeah. Imagine Verdansk with shock charges. Imagine going super and the first thing you get hit to is a shock charge.
Yeah, I'll know exactly what that's like in 18 days.
Yeah.
Because Cope's going to make me land there. Yeah. And it's not a good POI.
I'm going
but yeah, anyway, here. So yeah, this is Quarry. Cool stuff. And then to the east of it, this is a very unique area. These end games were rough. If you were in this valley, you were dead. This was Death Valley. That's what we always called it. And it's not the first time I've ever referred to that as Death Valley.
You used to say that all the time.
Yeah, exactly. But then, and then you go even farther east here. It's like we're getting to the edge of the map, basically.
We are on the edge of the map, yeah.
Yeah, and cool stuff here. And then going down here, some more ice. And again, I thought this might become water, but looks like that's not going to be the case. And then, could you go through this tunnel here?
Couple bridges.
I actually don't remember.
No, you could definitely not. I don't know why this.
Or was it a bunker or something?
I don't know. Maybe.
I think this might have actually been a bunker.
I think that was a bunker. Hold on, let me get my bearings straight. This was definitely a bunker location. Okay. Somewhere around here was a bunker location.
Yeah. So that's what that was. And then this is the firehouse in question. If you go south, there were lots of end games east of here on these hills. I should have said more like southeast, because the ones I remember were a little more south than this, like around here. But fuck, great stuff. Great fucking stuff. But let's get out of the edge of the map here. Let's go back interior. We'll go a little westwardly. And we are coming up on
this area just outside of Quarry. Another unnamed little POI, huh?
A charming micro POI, yeah.
I did not like this area. Couldn't tell you why, didn't like it though. I think it's this one giant building here. This was another hard building to push because the only way into the top floor where people would camp that hallway is to go up the staircase, essentially. You could not get to that hallway anywhere else.
Yep.
There was a viral clip. OP Marks had a clip here, and I can't think of what it was, but he had a clip that like pissed a bunch of people off or something, like something they did during a tournament maybe. Those tournaments where placement was involved and they had like 1 million claymores lined up. I don't know. There was something here that everyone got mad at him about, though, I remember. But yeah, because you could get at the end of this hallway, there were a bunch of like little office rooms, and people would just set up claymores, prox mines, and just mount up and wait for people to come.
Yeah. Exactly. So now it'll be shock charges instead, but at least you'll be able to maybe rappel up or something, or like action hero PRD up. But yeah, so keep going from here, going more. I'm gonna go a little more southwest. This little area.
Are you at the giant array? You are. This was where the huge array was at.
Oh, this is where yep. Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
I was gonna say I don't remember this. I remember it perfectly now. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, this is where the giant array was. But before the array, I kind of forgot about these like little buildings that were here. Yeah. Good stuff.
It's a lot of open space, man.
Is the clip I was referring to. I don't know if we were recording it or not, but like we were all here and then there were guys towards Stadium more, and you were like, I don't care if I die, fuck it. You jump off this cliff, you parachute over there, and then you get here and you're like, oh, in this building. And this place fucking sucked. These two buildings fucking sucked. Visibility was ass. Bad. Not good. Not fun to fight here. Fucking at all. And that's going to be the case in BO6 or in season 3, by the way. Visibility is still going to suck inside buildings a lot. Maybe more than they ever have.
You think? God, I hope it doesn't, man.
Yeah. 100%.
Chill military base. We already went through Millie, buddy. We're not going to go back through it again.
Go back in the VOD. Yeah.
He's on TikTok. You're on TikTok. I don't think you can. Yeah.
Twitch.tv/the Dropshot podcast. Figure it out. Or go to our YouTube. And you can subscribe back there as well. But yeah, anyway, so going from here, this is TV Station. Not a fan of TV Station at all, honestly. Didn't like it in Warzone fucking at all. Or multiplayer for that matter. But especially not in Warzone.
It was this whole area. TV Station and then going south a little bit here to these apartment buildings. This area sucked, and it sucked a lot aside from the little neighborhood.
That neighborhood, yeah. I liked very specifically. No, you're right. I didn't like any of this, actually. Yeah, it was all kind of ass. This building, by the way, was impossible to see in. If you were in this building, good luck. You will not be seen or see anyone else ever. Probably also that one. I was referring to the one next to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably all of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's happening in 18 days, 18 hours, 28 minutes, and 36 seconds. Which I've conveniently labeled Verdansk release for you, TikTok, and I hope that helps. But anyway, yeah, this area did kind of fucking suck. So here's the question. Will this play better in season 3? I'm guessing.
I don't know. You could Omni dive off the roof of TV Station. That'd be kind of crazy, man.
That's true. I am trying to imagine not seeing someone I should see inside of a building on Verdansk with Omni movement. And I gotta be honest, doesn't seem that different than not seeing someone inside of a building on Verdansk without Omni movement. Just gotta keep it 100, keep it a stack.
Yeah. This giant red tower here,
much different.
Could you climb this? I think you could, huh? There's a staircase.
I don't remember.
Or a ladder on this.
I do remember there was more cover than is shown here. There was like a little something around it.
There
I
were
don't
things
remember
at the
what
bottom.
it was.
Yeah. A little platform. Yeah.
Because this cross was not as dangerous as it looks here. That's why you'd ever like even be at the base of that. But yeah, not a great area. I don't think BO6 is going to make this a much better area, to be honest with you. I think that even if the visibility is good, there's nothing particularly interesting going on here. And you just have like one roof that's just way better than every other little building. So like, it's not going to be fun fighting in here if you're going to get third-partied from this roof, or if it's not even a third party fighting someone on this roof. This building's just a lot stronger than everything around it. So I just don't think it's going to be that fun. And that could be okay, having one dominant building in a micro POI. But also the inside a TV station was never fun to fight in. I don't think that's going to change either.
Yeah,
I just don't.
That building just doesn't have a fun layout to fight in.
It's just a shit, weird fucking layout. Yeah, it's not good. So yeah, that's not going to be much different. And then Tanner's hated neighborhood.
Terrible area.
This is a promenade building. That's why it sucks balls.
Yeah.
These stupid fucking things. It was literally the only way here on this roof, which had a nasty heady, as you can see, was to climb these interior stairs here or here. That's it. So you could just be in here on the nastiest fucking head glitch, shooting out easily. And if you get downed, that's fine. You're now in cover automatically. You get rezzed. But wait, I have self-res and this new survivor perk. I'm popped back up before you can even call in your PA. Good luck.
Plus, you used to be able to call a PA and it would kill you through the wall. It usually doesn't happen as often now, so that's another downside.
So that's going to make it harder to extract these people. On the other hand, like Tanner and I have predicted, which I think is going to be true, there's going to be repels here and here on each side horizontally. Or like each vertical side. Yeah. And then, this building, which was a building, and it fucking sucked a lot also. And this building won't get better in BO6 either.
This was another building. Yeah, so this is the same building.
That's in cargo.
This is the same one that I was talking about. No, the same one I was just talking about with the OP marked thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. That same type of building.
It's another copy-paste building.
That top building, or that top floor, I mean. Yeah, this area sucks until you get into the small neighborhood. Yes. And that kind of sums up the map, is like the normal houses are fine. Once you get above like a 2-story house, the buildings, they did not feel balanced. They were hard to push.
Some of them did, but a lot of them were shit. Yeah, a lot of the taller buildings were shit. I agree. Yep. But again, I think that problem will be helped a lot by repels. Like even these buildings we just talked about, this blue one and the prom building, these are still not going to be like super great or fun, but with repels, they're going to not be as cancer as they used to be. So I think there will be like an improvement there. But yeah, this little neighborhood, this was fun as shit. This was an excellent, charming as fuck micro POI. And I'm excited to see it again. Is it going to be better in BO6 or different? Not really. I think it's actually going to be better because the audio is better than it used to be. So it's going to make the gunfights here actually a lot more fun than they used to be.
I think this is one of those areas too where in BO6 now, or Warzone now, the fights will feel quicker because of things like you're mostly on the first floor in a lot of these buildings. So jumping in and out, mantling over walls, jumping through windows, it's a lot faster than it used to be. So I think it's going to make these areas play a little bit hotter. Be a little bit more intense, possibly trying to chase people. A lot of ways to break line of sight here. A lot of ways to omni move, shit like that. So I think it can be a little bit different.
Yeah. I think it'll still play very well, though.
Yeah, definitely. I think it will.
Yeah. And now I guess we're here. Let's take a look at the stadium.
That's a stadium.
This is the stadium. So Tanner and I
Wow,
talked
it's
about this
big.
also on Patreon, but like before we get to the stadium, if we look to the left, we already went over these buildings. Those buildings suck. Stadium is gonna be horrific to fight at. Unless you're inside of it, players are way too good now, and it's going to be one of two things. There's not going to be an infinite amount of clutter like there used to be, in which case you will get ripped hard from the roof of stadium. Or there will be a lot of clutter like there used to be. It's going to make getting into the stadium easier, but any fights outside of the stadium are going to be a fucking disaster because of all the clutter like there used to be.
Yeah.
So I think there are two separate and distinct ways in which stadium will not be fun in season 3 to fight outside of, just like it was not fun to fight 5 years ago. Inside the stadium, totally different question. I actually don't remember enough what that was like to really say. Was there an inside the stadium before 84? I think there was, right?
Yes.
I vaguely remember.
They opened the stadium at some point. It went from being totally closed to them opening the stadium at some point in OG Verdansk, and then that was when they opened the roof, I think, right? And then in 84 was when it was being constructed because it was earlier in the time span in the lore. So it was being constructed at that point. So it wasn't even a stadium, it was a construction site.
Right. Yeah. So, but I mean, yeah. I think stadium's still going to suck. I don't think a rappel is going to change the character. It's just too wide. Like a rappel's not going to change that much. Unless we have balloons, but even then, why are you coming here? Like, the loot's probably going to go nuts inside the stadium, to be fair. So this might be like a hot drop spot to get inside of and loot up. But outside of that, you're not going to be like here much. Unless you're a recon Randy and the circle's ending close, then you absolutely will be here. And I hope that helps.
I think these tight little inside areas will be fun. But once you wipe the inside and you're coming out with money to buy a loadout, you're just going to die to some people outside.
Yeah. So stadium's gonna fucking, I've never been a big stadium enjoyer. So moving on from there, we're gonna go let's go fucking east. Let's go east across the canal. So all this shit right here.
It's a giant canal, man.
I do remember some fun fights here. Oh,
this canal is not as steep as I remember. Not as steep at all. Fairly smooth, really. Is this just because it's rendering weird, I wonder?
No, you're right.
Remember this being deeper?
So. I think it might have maybe
it's
not
just
all
deeper
rendered
towards the south.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a good question, actually.
I bet it looks weird. Anyways.
That is weird, yeah. So yeah, I was guessing there would be water here. You know what else, though? It's also wider than I remember.
It's a lot wider, yeah.
Huh.
I even went down and I got level with where my character model would be, and it's wider than I remember.
Yeah. It is.
Wide. I am on 120 field of view. Maybe stretching things out a little bit.
Yeah. Wide. Yeah. Pause. But anyway. So it's a canal. And then from here, we're going lumber. We're going lumber. This is lumber. And why do we like lumber? Well,
don't know. Couldn't tell you.
The loot wasn't good at all. It was also not fun. Central. It was in a terrible spot, in fact. But the reason we like lumber is none of these buildings are that gross. The gunfights here were very fun. And it was a mix of playing in buildings versus playing outside of buildings. Because there are some POIs where it's like you're just fighting in a building. Like TV Station, for example. You're never like outside a TV station. Like you're in a building or you're on a roof and you're fighting someone else in a building or on a roof. You know. But here, You could be inside. You could both be inside. You could both be outside. One of you could be inside. One of you could be outside. Possibilities are 3, not endless, but there are some. And that was cool. And that's about it. It had no redeeming qualities. It was charming. I mean, but yeah, this isn't a great POI.
Yeah.
As far as drop spots go, but
everyone
to fight
has
here,
their,
it was very fun.
Everyone has their comfort POI, and this was ours. You know,
Yep.
Comfort over meta. That's what we always said back in the day.
Yeah.
Mac in TikTok, he asked a great question. How the hell do you have enough content for a COD podcast? That's a great question, Mac. Because back in the day, like Caldera, Warzone, they used to update the game every single week and do weapon balancing every week. So it was easy. Now you're right. It's not easy, buddy. It's not easy at all. Nothing's changed with the game since it launched. Black Ops 6 and Warzone we're talking about. Other than it's gotten slightly less buggy, and that's about it. So yeah, you're right.
Fuck, is
that
difficult,
correct? Man?
Yeah.
That's why we always say podcasting is harder than being a Navy SEAL, and definitely a Marine, because Raz was a Marine.
And I was in the United States Marine Corps. Yes, that's correct. Yes. So shout out to Jay. So anyway, that was a joke, by the way. I was not a Marine. This is Lumba. And yeah, good stuff. I forgot about these little pipes. You remember climbing up these little pipes to get to the roof?
Yeah, I forgot about those. I forgot about
those. Yep.
Yeah, to get up there.
Mm-hmm. Fuck, did I forget about those, and now I remember them. That's
you remember
very
all these
interesting.
Stacks of lumber they had here? All this wood? 2x4s, I think.
Yeah, actually.
What kind of wood do you think we're going to get? What are you thinking, pine?
I'm thinking I want to see some oak and some poplar.
Really?
I'm a big oak and poplar guy. Yep.
Maybe they'll put both in here. You never know. Maybe they'll put a few pallets of each. That'd be cool.
I would like that. And I know what poplar trees are.
Yeah.
So,
maybe some Douglas
just in case you were wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah, surely. So anyway, this is Lumba.
I forgot there's a little tiny miniature river here. By the way, go south of Lumber where this dumb little river is at. Another stupid area where it's like these little rocks right here you couldn't even get over before. Whereas like now you're just going to be able to run and mantle over all that basically. There's so many little tiny spots like that on the map.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That like you were just used to running around it, running a certain direction now. Even coming into Lumber, by the way, if you head back to the west, where this little tower is on the edge of Lumber, coming from the road up there, like now there's probably going to be a path and you can just mantle up this little tiny rock face. Whereas before you'd have to run completely around things like that.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you're right, actually. And you'd actually like remember where you can and can't mantle because it was not obvious at all.
Yes.
Yeah, true. I also remember the stupid tower. It was such a bitch to get up here, but if someone happened to go through the labor, it was really annoying taking them off.
It wasn't. They were on metal.
It wasn't actually,
cover.
You would snipe them easily,
You're actually an idiot if you were up there,
Yeah.
Hope that helps. Dumb shit.
That's what I said.
Hold on.
So
okay, go to the tower. Go to the tower, right? Go to that tower you're talking about.
Tower.
I want you to look south. You see those windmills? Put those windmills directly in the middle of your screen. You got me?
Okay. Yep.
Look down to the left. The second closest building to you. That little square one. Interesting little layout. Do you remember those buildings?
Down and to the left, building? The closest?
The second closest. So the middle of those three you're looking at, that little middle square guy. On the
yellow one.
Nope. To the right of that.
This guy, this little guy.
Yeah,
okay.
That one. You remember that building? Those are interesting little layouts.
Not really. I do remember the yellow building.
Was that ammo?
I remember
that sounds familiar. Why was that called ammo?
And this was the stairwell right here. Yeah. I do remember actually.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was a interesting little layout. It's like downstairs there was some sort of like like a cash register or something almost that people would just like lay in that little corner. Oh man, what was it exactly? I think it had bullets in it or ammo cache. I forget too, but I remember it being called ammo for some reason. Anyways, another interesting little building that's copy and pasted throughout the map a few times.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And like this whole avenue, fun fights, fun stuff. And
it was a gun shop, I'm pretty sure. That sounds about right. Maybe a gun shop. Okay.
Yes, of course. But yeah, this was cool. I loved Lumber. And like, yeah, look how, I mean, there are buildings here, but are there a million? No.
And then
he
just
loads up Lowtown.
Again. There's not a tree within a 1 mile radius of Lowtown. Not a single tree.
Yeah, actually, yeah. It's
like,
really
look at this.
bad news.
Just going from lumber south here. We got trees again, man.
Yeah, we got trees again. So let's do that. We're going south of lumber. And yeah, the windmills. Oh, we had this little thing here. Yep, I remember that. This little toll booth here. We got some windmills. And now we're
that
in
looks like the
farmlands.
Krovnik farmland to me.
This is a Krovnik farmland. This is a farmland of the Krovnik variety,
God.
yes. And it was
great
ground war map.
Ground war map.
Not so awesome in Warzone. I didn't love fighting here in Warzone, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it was just the straight head-to-head fighting of ground war, kind of on this slightly sloped area. It was fun, but when you kind of have like free roam in Warzone, it does not play as well.
Yeah,
it didn't flow well, or I don't know.
Yeah,
about it was a little odd.
Something
the
was
buildings
weird.
weren't. Some of the buildings weren't that great, like the barn here, maybe. I don't know. One of these big central ones I remember right there. Like,
I think
a
this
church
was a
or something.
Barn. No, I think it was a barn.
Where's
One of these was a church, actually. You're right. This actually might have been the church.
Yeah.
I don't remember. No, because this is a hay bale, isn't it?
That's what I'm confused about.
Maybe it was a...
Church was in 84. Okay, so they changed it to a church. That's what it is.
A church farm hybrid.
I know it was right there. Yeah. Yeah, anyways.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, this was
again, it's just buildings surrounded by trees until you get to the next region.
Exactly.
It gives you some slight amount of cover and a way to break line of sight just going from one tiny POI to the other.
Exactly. And it clearly demarcates POIs. They don't all just bleed into each other. Like, look, we're here at fucking farmland, and then we keep going. Tons of trees, a little fucking a babbling brook, and now we're at Lumba. It's like there's a separation between the POIs. And there is like some separation, to be fair, on Urzikstan between some POIs, but I don't know. A lot of it feels like it bleeds together. I know where the separation
is of Low Town and Old Town. I know exactly where it's at. They don't blend together at all.
Yeah. So anyway, from here, keep going south. Well, let's take a little look at the east here, actually, real quick.
Your favorite area, man, the farm. I forget about this ridge line just to the
I forgot about this completely.
Farm here. Pretty steep, man. Real steep, actually.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You didn't want to be under this for sure, but yeah.
And you generally wouldn't be. This is kind of a corner.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, this fucking house. Oh my God, I remember this house.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got PA'd through the wall there so many times.
I can imagine, yeah. Because a lot of games did end on the actual, like, where the crops are. Like this actual tilled land. There would be a fair amount of endings over here, so you would actually find yourself in that house fairly often.
What are they farming over here?
It's a good question. You should ask Cope.
Isn't Sub one a farmer
cowboy?
Too? Cowboy. Ask him.
It's possible.
I think he's got a farm actually.
So anyway, oh yeah, Sub one does. He's a rancher. So anyway, keep going from here. This whole area before prison also fucking sucked. I did not like this shit at all. Not fun, not good. And you'd be getting harassed by nerds using HDRs, throwing bullets at you from prison.
Yeah. Joseph, we are loaded into Scrapyard multiplayer map. Scrapyard, right? Yeah, we tried Superstore. Superstore did not render the buildings or trees at all, really.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, I hated this area.
As did I. I did not like it.
Yeah. Sometimes...
Even just the tiny buildings here. So like some of these small buildings to the next one. A lot of open space.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Fairly flat, too. I think that's probably why.
The perfect amount. Great. Yeah.
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 But anyway, keep going from here.
Oh, this whole area is flat here. I was looking more going up, starting to go up towards prison.
Yeah.
Some hills.
Yeah, it gets much flatter. And then you approach the prison. Dude, I totally forgot about this approach. Oh no. The northern approach. I remembered the western approach well, but I forgot about the northern approach. You can't forget about the prison northern approach. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
This was actually kind of fun, hot take. Especially on the left side, these trees and these like hills.
You get pinned down.
You would get pinned down. But yeah, you could get pinned down. But it was fun. I don't know. I have fond memories. And then like this one little fucking guard station building thing here. Like your little respite before you get into the fucking prison.
The freest of SR was obtained by sitting out here to the north on these northern gates you speak of, and waiting for people who had to come out of prison, by the way.
Oh, it was
because they couldn't go down, because then they'd have to run all the way around the mountain range.
Exactly.
So they'd die to gas. If they jumped off and tried to float in, tried to parachute, you'd shoot them. So they would just have to run across the bridge, and it's just free. I'd mount my MG34 and pretend it's, you know, Stalingrad or something, which I've played. I was in Stalingrad on Hell.
You played it IRL. Okay, yeah. Oh, got it. I thought you meant you were a World War II soldier, a Soviet, a kulak. Anyway, so yeah. But yeah, prison. That was free SR. You're absolutely correct. Here's where one of the bunkers was, by the way. Oh, and it's rendering, sort of. Yeah, this bunker right here.
Is it?
And yeah, this whole valley down here was just a disaster. Because yeah, you couldn't mantle shit. To be clear, you're not going to be able to mantle this either. It's too steep in season 3. But like you can get, like maybe right here you might be able to get up, which you could not do back in the day. And then the prison itself played fucking horrifically, obviously, in MW 19. You were on one of these towers, and you were holding the fucking ladder under you, or you were dying trying to push up that ladder. Dude, that was it.
Yeah,
that was all. That was all.
Sitting up here on one of these 4, it was fun when you would do it yourself. It would piss you off like crazy if it was somebody else, though.
Yeah,
but it was fun to sit up there.
Everywhere else, no one ever shot. No one ever fought. Like there were occasionally some fights along the ramparts. Shout out Walt, but not really. You wanted to be in this tower. Like if you were fighting anywhere but the towers, it's because you were on your way to the towers. Like that's it.
Remember how hot this chopper was? This chopper
and that chopper was hot as fuck. Yeah.
I mean, you'd have so many people landing trying to get it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Will this play better in season 3? Fuck no, it won't. Obviously, no, it won't. It'll be a little better because there's going to be some repels. The loot will probably go nuts, but
imagine a balloon at the top of one of these little towers, though, man. Can you imagine?
That would be fun.
It'd be crazy.
That would be, yeah. Imagine a balloon from the roof of prison on Verdansk with Omni movement. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Well, that would be fun. But yeah, no, the character of prison is just not, I don't think, going to change much. There's going to be also some repels up to the ramparts, like down here. In fact, I think there was a campaign mission where that was the case or something, or like a trailer for MW 3. I don't remember. So like it's going to change a little bit, but if there aren't balloons, this is not going to change much. If there are balloons, prison gets a lot worse because then you could just balloon onto the absolute bots that are just sitting up here with Moore's sniper rifles.
Yes, the Moors.
But either way, without one-shot sniping at any range, no one's getting kills here. And to be clear, no one ever got kills here because you're also in the corner of the map.
Yeah.
So like, you know, here's a question I just thought of, by the way. There was water on original Verdansk. You just couldn't swim in it. Do you think they're going to extend the boundary line so that you can swim in some of this water along the edges? I think they will, unfortunately.
No, I don't think so. What purpose would it serve? I mean, didn't Ghost of Hope literally say there will not?
It would serve no purpose.
Water?
but they will do it
I think
anyway.
he just said there won't be any water, so I don't think they'd change anything like that, honestly. I mean, it'll probably be the boundary line, but if you fall into it, you could probably technically still swim, but it's going to be like you have 10 seconds
maybe that's
to get out of it and you die.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good bet too, actually. Yeah. Yeah. Because if that isn't out of bounds, then yeah, that's going to bug me. Because then people will play that sometimes. It won't be super relevant, to be fair, if that is the case, but something to think about. Yeah.
Oh, let's read Pim's comment here. I feel like it's a good one.
Read Pim's
Call me an
fucking
idiot.
comment.
But all the camp spots like prison
Idiot.
made it feel
You're an idiot, Pim.
more like a BR. It's essentially because you needed to predict the circles, think and move early to win games. Now you can win a game as a casual because it's only about skill and not so much about brain. I somewhat agree with that. That makes sense.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
a lot of it's just like, again, balloons and things like that now, where you could have horrible positioning. You just go to the buy right there. You have $25,000. You buy a balloon. And you just balloon over it. And it's not easy to think to do that. Well, maybe it is for some people, but yeah.
Rotating is a lost art. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rotation, like positioning still matters. This is just a semantics thing. I think positioning obviously still matters. Like, you know, you want to be up or whatever, but rotating is a lost art. You had to think about rotates back in the day. You don't anymore at all now. Because like you'll be able to mantle more things, and you can PRD, or you can balloon, or you can buy a balloon, or you can get bought back for the 8th time because you got a gulag go again, whatever.
Yeah.
And you fly back in with loot. That's another thing that's going to be very different. Back in Verdansk, your teammate buys you back end game, you're coming back with a Glock. But now your teammate buys you back end game, you're coming in with a C9 with a 30 round mag, even though they took those out of the game. Activision devs do not play their own game, and no one hates them enough. But 30 rounds enough, very end game. Especially when I land on a roof and I've been playing for 5 years and I don't miss bullets. And 6,000 Cronus has been bought in the last 30 days on Amazon alone. So, like, yeah, it's going to be very different for that reason. It's not going to have much to do with the map. Well, it kind of will. That also makes these power positions weaker. So let's say, again, I'm on the roof of Favorite. There's going to be rappels up there now. But also, you didn't have to worry about people getting bought back and landing on you back then because they're coming with pistols and 2 plates. And no plates. I think originally it was no plates, right? Now they're going to have 2 plates and
I don't
a
think
jackal.
No plates. Yeah,
so like
that's true.
A good player doing that, land on like the lip behind some cover, comes out and slams you easily because you're a camper. And so you have no gunny. So you could kill him if he was good with a pistol. You can't kill him if he's good with a jackal. So it's going to make those very cancer buildings not as good. Which isn't to say you should come back with a submachine gun. I still hate that. I don't like that. You should always come back with a pistol. I have always thought that. But one positive benefit is it's going to make those camp spots less strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is prison. So going from here, heading toward Cargo. This was the approach I do remember. Going in this little pipe here. And I know the purpose of that pipe. Oh, I guess it's to... I could explain it. I'm a civic engineer, but I don't want to waste your guys' time. Going to here, this little area. I believe this is where the shipwreck was. Yep. No. Yes?
Somewhere was it around here? Yes. Uh-huh.
Might have been Eastmore.
It was right here.
It was right here?
Yeah,
okay.
It was somewhere right here.
Okay.
Somewhere between these buildings and prison right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Close to it.
Okay. Yep. So that was kind of cool. And then this was a fun little area with these trenches. Do you remember this?
Ah, yes.
People don't talk about the trenches kind of by prison enough.
Yeah.
That's what I always say.
Yeah, those are deep, man.
Some of this is way deeper than it was in game, obviously, but yeah, that was interesting. And then these little sea cans here. And then this is cargo, port. It's called port, I think, right?
It's called something. Yeah.
So again, here is where the water question really comes into play. I could accept that the water south of prison will be out of bounds, But what about the water between like crane thingy number 2 and then directly west of that, the tower? Is that going to really be out of bounds? It seems like it wouldn't be, honestly.
Yeah, maybe you'll be able to swim that. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't talk about the water between crane thingy 2 and that tower to the west enough. Makes you wonder. Makes you think.
I know. Yeah, people keep forgetting about that. Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna look down at what are they hiding in this water actually.
Do a little. Yeah, let's get submarine here.
A sub base. Yeah, that's some sort of sub base. Interesting.
POV. You're playing season 3, day 1, ranked battle royale. You have the newest zombies wonder weapon, and it's the end game, and you're killing swag. This is what it's going to look like. You'll be under the map. I had to make that joke. Sorry. So anyway, yeah. Here's port.
That's port.
So this whole area, these little things here, these fights could be okay.
Yeah, that little area is nice.
That very little area is nice, but by and large, fighting here kind of sucked a lot. Now, remember, it's not rendering here, but this little highway was actually elevated. And then you would be elevated. Or it was 2 levels. So there was like a road above and then a road below as well. So that will be different, quite a bit different actually than it looks like here. With that said, is this going to play well in BO6? No. It'll play better than it used to, which is a recurring theme you guys might be catching up on. But is it going to play well? No, I don't think so.
No, not a good area at all.
Really bad area. Yeah. Like this building here specifically, this building I actually think will play pretty fucking well. I think this will be fun. With a faster mantle speed, you'll probably be able to just jump this straight up, which I don't think you could do back in the day. So getting that roof, you could like play it more, get more verticality quickly. I think this actual building itself, and it's not a disgusting heady on the lips anyway, even on the top it's not. I think this will play better. But like still, you're gonna have to be contending with all these fucking cranes. This building could be fun to fight at. It's just like between the buildings is rough here. It's flat, not too much cover. I actually, you know what? Unironically, with Omni movement, I think this will play a lot better than it used to. I'm not even trolling. Like, I know that's what the joke we've been making, but like with unlimited attack sprint and how much faster your move speed is now, this used to be really rough because like there were these little short walls you could play as cover, but getting from one to another was just too slow and you'd get your shit ripped. Now you won't. This actually might play pretty well besides the cranes.
Yeah, maybe.
Honestly, with Omni movement, like actually. We'll see. It's possible. But yeah, it's definitely possible. So anyway, whatever. That's cargo. Here's another one of the buildings we hate. Big haters of this building.
Yep.
And what else do we want to look at here?
In this area, probably not much.
Probably not much, right? Yeah. So now we're going into fucking downtown. And we're in downtown. I totally forgot about this area where this like monument is. I think this was a bank maybe, but like east of it, I totally forgot about this area. People don't talk about this area east of bank enough in Verdansk downtown.
Yeah, no. Yeah, and these buildings aren't very tall, man. A lot of these are not very tall.
True. Yeah, they're not. They are not. And yeah, I mean, there's so much going on downtown, you know, but here was another of the favorite buildings right here. And you can see why. Very elevated, hard to get up, easy to defend. And here is even better than the Millie one. Your sight lines are nuts.
I like that building. That was a fun building to be on, yeah.
Yeah, your sight lines are fucking
360
nuts.
view. You can snipe people off the other rooftops.
And you're way more central than the other favorite building. Yeah, this is a strong fucking rooftop. That's going to continue to be true. I think this will actually be a lot weaker than it was back then, though, because...
It'll have a zip, for sure.
It'll have a zip, but also... like you're not gonna be able to one-shot snipe people that are across the canal like you could back in the day, you know. So you're still gonna be able to beam people, still gonna be really strong, but it's not gonna be as strong as it once was, which is good. But yeah, and then continuing to look at downtown, it's a downtown. Some of these fights could be fun back in the day around here specifically, but as you get to like Trump, the tallest building, shit was ass and not fun. But another kind of fun area was these couple buildings here in downtown by this fire station. I loved this fire station. And then coming over to this broadcast, maybe TV station thing, whatever. This was kind of a fun little area, actually. Will that play much different with BO6? Don't remember it enough to say. But I mean, is downtown going to be good as a whole? A lot of relatively short roofs. Yeah, man. I think the interesting question is, how will Verdansk downtown play with Omni movement compared to Urikistan downtown? Because the big difference here, and it's striking me a lot more now that I'm actually looking at it, there aren't that many tall buildings, whereas on Urzikstan, there are fucking tons in its downtown.
Yeah.
That's different. How will that play?
Yeah, it's good and bad in some ways, because the tall buildings in Urzikstan now, you're only fighting people that are also in other tall buildings. You're generally not looking down, whereas this height of building that's everywhere in Verdansk, it's low enough where you have an insane advantage to people on the floor, on the ground level, on the street.
Yeah.
But even then, like, your building won't be that tall, and then there's one next to you that's slightly taller, and then next to that there's one that's a little bit taller, and then next to that there's one that's a little bit taller. Like, that's what I'm going through and looking at right now. So I don't know, but you know, maybe again, with players a lot better now than they used to be, one, we might just not have as many people playing slow and sitting on rooftops as we used to have, and then it all depends how they balance snipers. Right. And what they do with long range ARs, actually, too. If it's
how
viable
nuts
to
the
just
growl
sit up there
will be.
And farm people.
Yeah, exactly. Or the kilo, whatever. Yeah. Oh, dude, you know what, too? This little building, or these little buildings, these were fucking fun to fight the rooftops of. And down here, actually. Yeah, I remember this pretty well. This was a neat little area. I think this building specifically is where I thermited Aiden's bitch ass.
Did you?
I think so. I think it was this stairwell in here. Yeah. Was it this one? Maybe. Maybe not.
It was in one of your dreams.
No, it happened in real life. Surely.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, so.
Yeah, downtown's a big I don't know. We also don't know, like...
I don't know.
If they're going to have...
horizontal zips?
Like a Nakatomi type building, what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm, yeah. And then next, we'll go to Jax's favorite POI, which isn't a good POI. It's a shit POI, by the way. Type 1 if you're a hospital hater in the chat, by the way. Hospital. This POI was never good. It fucking sucked. Not good. Fighting outside here sucked. And we talked about this on Patreon, but like these roofs, you would just get farmed from them if you were under it. But then if you were on this roof, you might get farmed from this roof. Cringe. Not fun. And the main reason is, because again, like we talked about much earlier, it's okay for there to be a dominant building at a POI. Like obviously the tallest building at hospital is the dominant building here. However, that is okay if fighting in the building and getting up to the building is fun. And in the case of the dominant hospital building, fighting inside of here sucked cocks and balls. It was not fun. A horrific, cluttered mess, weird, awful layout, anti-flow, valve closed shit, garbage building to fight in. Bad stuff, not fun at all. There is some merit to like fighting on the roofs and between the roofs. That actually could be fun. I'll grant you that. Reminds me of one of the buildings on Urzikstan right now. We call it shit or fuck. I don't know how to explain it to you guys. But inside of hospital, all of it terrible. And like the stairwell here too, fucking weird shit. Just a shit building. Really bad.
Yeah, the inside of hospital, just horrific.
Horrific. Yeah.
Probably the worst interior of a large building we've ever had in Warzone, and it's not close actually at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of another building that's close to this scale that you could go in that's worse. There's not one.
I'm right there with you, I think. Yeah. Will this play better in BO6, or how will it play differently? Well, hospital roof, once again, won't be as strong, so you won't be able to one-shot snipe people like on those hills, for example. And there's probably going to be some rappelling going on. How will this play in BO6? Let me do a think. Horrific. Yeah, because like these short roofs, like not the tall building, but every other roof of the hospital, like where the helipad is, are going to be even stronger than they used to be. You're going to get so fucking zapped. Holy shit, it'll be bad. So I don't think I'm going to like it at all. I don't think it's going to play well. Yeah. And then these are the famous hills.
Will play nice. Yeah.
Love these hills. Big hill guy. And then this little building right here did lots of heavy lifting. Fuck, did it lift heavily.
Yeah, it did.
Very good stuff there. That was always fun. And now I'll get it over with. He goes south toward fucking Promenade. This is
not much to say. Area just sucks a lot, and it's going to suck still. Probably it'll be a little bit better because of zip lines.
Yeah, not much to say, but I mean, like these are the buildings we were talking about. All these
we should
roofs,
get zips
horrific.
Going from like north to south here between these buildings too. By the way,
that would be dope. I'm
adding
in favor
any
of
and
that.
all the ways to the top of these buildings.
Yes. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm a supporter of that. I'm a lover of that. Oh, the Ferris wheel.
Yeah, the old Ferris wheel.
You remember the Ferris wheel area?
Uh-huh. These three buildings just south of the Ferris wheel, those buildings I did like for some reason.
Yes, I agree. I did like these. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But because the actual prom buildings, no.
Yeah, the prom buildings were horrific. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then this little fire station here and this little neighborhood here was fun as fuck. The police station too. Yep. And then we're coming up on where Cope and Lag met for the first time ever, which is this little neighborhood cul-de-sac thing. Very fun stuff here. Very Caldera vibes. This was the first one, so Caldera has these vibes. You get it. And then, yeah, looking more at prom. Just a horrific, awful POI. Really bad stuff. What is this building? Do I remember this building?
What is it?
Zoom out more. It's like with the solar panels on its roof.
Oh, wait. That building. Yes, you remember that building. That's where everyone would snipe from. Yes.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
There would always be a team up there. There would always be a team up there.
And that's where you'd hold this shack. Yeah. Yep. Yes. Fuck, do I remember it now? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. This will be fun. This will be a fun little building.
I like that building, honestly.
Yeah, I do too.
When you're up top,
but yeah. But yeah, and then Promenade just sucks ass and balls. And then, yeah, again, the neighborhood. And then we're getting toward train station. So rumors are it's going to be closed inside. So you're really just going to be playing these rooftops. And honestly, that was the biggest strength of the train station anyway. This is a great POI, and I think it's going to play extremely well in BO6.
A lot of mantling here, so it's going to be quick.
A lot of mantling. It will be quick, but you have good cover. No, like, super vertical sloped roof disgusting headies, although there are good headies here, obviously. But you're going to have a ton of rooftop to rooftop fighting, which is just like it was back in the day. And those are always fun. Those are always fun as fuck. Is what I meant to say. So that'll be very cool. Although getting like through it, you're going to have to like kind of walk around, which will be weird. But something to keep in mind.
Oh.
Like if you can't go through the building, you're going to have to like you can't go through these doors, you're going to have to go to the little archway.
Yeah, that archway is open, so that way you could
That'll
get through.
be open, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, so what about these other doors? Will they just be closed? I don't remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Maybe that's open? You just can't go... I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't remember how it was when it originally was closed, to be honest.
I remember the arch was open.
But the arch is always open, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, great little spot, and then playing on top these little awnings or metal awnings or whatever. That was cool stuff.
Imagine fighting on the roof of train looking north and seeing the snow-capped mountains on Verdansk with Omni movement.
True. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Fuck, are they just capped with snow?
My screen's not black anymore. I like it over here better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's cool. That's good stuff. So then moving on from here.
Where are we going from here, man?
From here, it looks like we're going Lumba. No, we're going to...
Should we finish this little corner of the map? Was there anything else over here to look at?
I don't know. Is there?
Going west? Well, we got Prom West. Obviously better by a lot.
Prom West was better by a lot. I'd almost say it was pretty fun.
Yeah, Prom West was actually...
I wouldn't say it was pretty fun,
it was
but
actually
I would
good.
almost
it was okay.
Say. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We got the go-kart track over here. The rumors are a drivable go-kart. It's not.
That would be cool. That'd be a nice little treat. Oh, dude, remember these two little buildings?
Yeah, where you can like, there's a little trap door on the bottom and you can go underneath the building.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I forgot about the trap door. People don't talk about the trap door enough.
No.
Oh, it's actually rendered. Go into the map, you can see it. It's like the cutout. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, we got some OG Berthas over here too on the edge of the map. Wow.
Do we? This was another like great little charming micro POI area.
Yep.
These little like vehicles and the one little thing. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Again, just open space over here.
Yep. And then so much open space over here with trees. Like this alone is all of the open space that exists on Urzikstan in total. Like this square footage.
And it's between Popov and Cargo and nowhere else. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Meanwhile, on Verdansk, there's here and everywhere. So yeah. Yep. And then a little go-kart track, some cover. Pretty fun, pretty open. Mm-hmm. And then going up from here,
Excellent.
This whole edge of the map, playable, densely wooded. Fuck, is it wooded densely? And it's fun.
It goes deeper back than you would think, too.
It does go pretty deep, yeah.
You see it, and the actual edge of the map, it goes up there, man. It goes up there.
Yeah, it does.
And then from there, like, concrete bunker built into the mountain that you can go in and loot.
Yep.
The fun little spot.
Yeah, that was cool. And then you could like play above it. Yeah. So from here, I think we'll keep going north, actually. And then here's another very charming micro POI. Just a couple buildings.
A few houses.
Just a couple little guys.
Just couple 5 small houses.
And just fighting. Yep. You got some cover. You got some houses. Where is this on Urzikstan? Nowhere. This doesn't exist on Urzikstan. It just doesn't. Will this play different in BO6? Probably not. Not really. But it'll be fun. And then again, keep going north. And there's some more. This place, however, on the other hand, fucking sucked. This was bad news. Not fun. Particularly this tin building that we originally looked at today. Yeah, at Millie. Terrible. Bad stuff.
One of the many. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. One of the many. And then, let's cross the street now, and we are at Boneyard, Boner Box.
That's a scrap yard, man.
That's
oh my God.
That's a yard fucking chock full of scrap. Bertha. We got a dismantled plane here that you could get in and loot. It's actually quite well rendered here now.
Because this is the map we're on, yeah. Perfectly rendered, really.
Oh, yeah, we're on Scrapyard, that's right.
Idiot.
Forgot we weren't on Superstore. We're closer to Dam right now than if we were on Superstore.
By the way, I hope the lighting is this. Right here.
Okay.
I hope the skybox is this.
I agree.
Skies, man.
I agree. Will it be? And will I be able to see inside buildings? We don't know. But I agree with you. You're right. Yeah, the lighting now is fantastic. Yeah, pretty.
Yeah.
Good visibility, in theory. This little building right here with this like truck, or these trucks, fun stuff. This was a great building. This was a really fun building right here. And I enjoyed it. And yeah, keep going up.
Another big helicopter spawn area. People would always fly here to try to land Boner, get that helicopter.
Where?
Where the Blackhawk is. That was a helicopter spawn. A little helipad. On the MP map itself.
Oh, yep. I see
square.
it now. Yep, I remember now. Yeah, yep. And then this hangar here, which I didn't love, but it was there. And then, yeah, obviously, the Scrapyard map, which will be in Verdansk, and it'll play like Scrapyard. But then, yeah, going a little west of that, you got all this cover. You could get, like, on these wings. This will be crazy again. Yeah, this will be fun as fuck and really good stuff. And then you keep going north here, and then you have, like, the buildings. This is where people would usually land if they're, like, going boneyard. You'd land at these buildings, loot up, and then if you needed more loot, you'd loot down through the carcasses of the planes. So that was good stuff. And then from here, this was the area I was trying to describe. If you go a little north more and then cross the street to the west,
that giant
building. Yeah.
This is the building that was at port.
Yes, that I was saying actually would play pretty well, I think, maybe. Being here, fighting people here was very fun. Because you weren't, like, super advantaged over anyone, but you're in a good spot. And there would be, like, people on this road and shit, too. This will be cool. And then this little gas station here, this is going to see some traffic, for sure. And then from there, here's, like, yeah, that pool house we were talking about on Patreon. Here's the fire station. And then here's Storage Town, which is going to be ass. Because it was never fun or good in any game. And it won't be either in this one. Sucks. And I don't get why people like it. I don't understand it. A bunch of dead end death traps.
This is going to be a little Sweatlord paradise, man. Mantling all this super fast, jumping from building to building, diving around. It's going to be a little sweat playground. That's what I like to refer to it
as. It's just so, yeah, that's true. But it's just so hard to hunt people down because they like, oh, okay, we're both on roofs. I rip your bitch ass. You drop down, you're now in a cubby. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, how tilting is that at our buy in Old Town? People get in one of those, like, 6 cubbies. Okay. There are 100 of those cubbies here. It's just not, it sucks. And they're hard to see in, so will they still be hard to see in? Yes. And I hope that helps. But yeah, from here, we've got the fire. You can go a little backtrack a little south more. Here are more of these buildings we hate. Bad stuff. This in particular was kind of fun, not because of those 2 buildings, but the other ones, like the one to the north of it and the one between it that's a little eastward more. Kind of cool fights here. And then if you keep going east, you get to this little area, which was great. These were fun fights. And this is the building that Tanner was talking about on Patreon that he fucking loves. Yeah. Which I do too. Because it's now that I'm actually looking at it, it's obviously way different than the Promenade buildings. Like, the rooftop's different, the shape is different, the footprint's different, and when you go inside, this is all connected. You can see between the 2 staircases.
Yeah, to get to the opposite side
exactly.
Staircase. Yep.
Yeah. This was cool stuff. And if you're on the roof, you're on a nice little elevation with great lines of sight. And if you keep going east, actually, you got this little gas station, but south of that, these buildings were actually kind of fun and hot. Yeah,
these were interesting buildings. These were kind of different. The only place these buildings like only existed like right here, I think. This layout. No, maybe there were some at airport too.
It's possible. Fuck, is it possible?
SOS, look at that. SOS on the roof, man.
Yeah, I know exactly what roof you're talking about.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we got the police station here. This is This police station holding people from train happened all the time, baby.
Ah, yes. Yes.
Happened all the goddamn time.
Even these little, when you go outside a train and go straight, the roof of that building looking towards train, this was a very popular one to hold people.
Yeah. Yep. Uh-huh. Yeah. This one was better, actually, depending on the next circle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nuts. Uh-huh. And then these were... I actually was never a huge fan of these buildings right here, to be honest.
That's the SOS one I was talking about, yeah.
Oh, yes, correct. Yeah, like these four. Never a huge fan of them. Didn't hate them. But looking back, I think these ought to be good buildings. I don't remember the fact that you could jump between them. Maybe you couldn't back then, but you definitely will be able to now with diving. Could you jump between these back in the day?
Yes, you definitely could, yeah. Yeah, you could, yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
You could jump and get to the other one. I'm 95% sure, yeah.
It looks, I mean, you definitely will be able to now.
Yeah.
And it looks like you probably even could back then. Yeah. I just don't remember.
I wonder if there are going to be many areas like that where you could access from a certain way that you otherwise couldn't.
Probably
before.
a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Because, yeah, you
Tilted
could do
towers.
like the dive jump or dive shoot thing now that you couldn't do back then because there was no diving. And then Twin Towers. Yep. And we talked about these. The exposed staircase here. The rooftop to rooftop fighting. Your theory was a little horizontal zippy, which I'm in
That's what I would
favor
like.
of. Yeah. And if there's zipline audio, that would be really good because it would be nice quality of life. You could do it if you get a down or two, but it's also a risky thing to do. Perfect. Great. Big fan. I would like to see that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, little tilted
And then
towers.
some
I
more
like these. These are fun.
fantastic hills, by the way, if you keep going east. Lots of fighting happened here. Whether you're on the hills or you're in Twin Towers, you're barking.
More hills. And it's just, you're central on the map on what feels like an urban area, an urban map, and then all of a sudden you just have hills. And it's great to break things up. It's really nice to break things up.
It gets mixy. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just an immediate change leaving the buildings, and then you're in what feels like a little tiny forest. It makes things more interesting.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, we got
right back on the road there.
We got to go underneath the map. So go to Tilted Towers.
Okay.
Go underneath the map.
Tower.
So you're underneath it, right? Then go east a little bit. You will find a green box with the numbers 1 and 2 on it and a little green army man standing there.
Really? I didn't find it. Hold on.
Oh, because you're a stupid fuck. I didn't realize
Okay,
that.
I'm at Tilted Towers.
Okay.
Now what?
Yeah.
Okay, now
Okay.
I'm looking east.
Look east. You
Okay.
see that red and white tower, okay?
Yes. Yep.
Look to the left of that, the closest hill, that little hill closest to us. Okay, you see that little hill?
Yep.
Go to that hill and go just underneath it.
Oh, I found
Easter
it.
egg here, man.
Oh, what the fuck? Yeah.
Little Easter egg.
What is this?
I don't know. It's something.
Is this a leak chat? Is this breaking news chat?
Oh, no.
Yeah, what the fuck is this?
I don't know, man.
Why is this here?
I'm getting scared. If
That's
they're doing
kinda
this,
spooky.
imagine the other things they're doing. Wow.
With Omni
That's
movement.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Anyways, so just more open space, trees, rocks, breaking up POIs. Because like when you go further east here too, this mountain, that's a pretty damn steep mountain here. I do not remember it being that high up.
I do
But I
now
like
that
it.
I'm looking at it, but I had forgotten.
I like it.
Yeah.
Running, and then from there, you're at the highest point, and you're looking out towards downtown. It's nice. I enjoy it a
And
lot.
you're over that tunnel too.
Yeah, that little tiny tunnel.
Wait, where was the tunnel? Wasn't it right here? I guess it's just not rendered in.
The
But
tunnel
there was absolutely a tunnel here. There was 100% a tunnel here with the train. It was like
where
right
did that come
here.
out? It came out
Like
right over
right
here by
around
the
here.
hospital. I guess this is just before that existed.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it could be that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it came right through the mountain here. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm inside the tunnel right now.
Yeah. Yep. And then, yeah, more going from here. We got titties, as people called them, childishly.
Ah, yes.
North of Twin Towers, by the way. fun little area kind of too. This is very much like, oh, I was going to say it's like Burger Town on Urzikstan, which makes sense because it's a Burger Town. Or Burger King. But then, yeah, going from there, you got the titties. Which I never liked. I never liked this area. I hated it.
I didn't either. And then look to the west of that. Is car dealership? Is that what this is?
This, yes.
I forget this was here next to Superstore. When I think of this area, I think of the Verdansk 84 version.
What was here
like,
on
even
Verdansk
just
version?
Well, this was like where like
version.
factory and stuff was, so that's what I think about.
That, yep. I also forgot about this completely.
I forgot there was even a, like, I'm even looking at this now. I'm like, I don't ever remember this being a car dealership. I remember this car dealership existing somewhere on the map, did not realize it was right here.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. I'm vaguely remembering it now. But yeah, we never loved Super. Because like, so yeah, now let's look at Super. Here's Superstore. It's going to play like it did on Urzikstan. I hope that helps. Which is to say, not very well. Oh, by the way, let's look at the roof of Super now. Because remember we had said the roof of Super in the Urzikstan version was just way different than it used to be. Looks that way, doesn't it?
That it's way different?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Urzikstan has way
the
more
roof. That we
bullshit.
knew for sure.
Yeah.
The roof is completely different.
Yeah.
And it's not close at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a different building completely. Yeah.
Basically, honestly. But going west from here, across the street, very fun fights here. By this gas station and this Burger King.
Yeah.
By the way, we're some fat fucks in Verdansk. We got a Burger King here and one not even half a mile away.
Gas stations
too. Starbucks?
These gas stations, well, I guess that's pretty common. I have gas stations on the same
gas stations, sure, yeah. But,
same company though, man.
Kings. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we don't
kind
need
of a waste
two
of money
Tescos or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Putting two Chevrons that close, I don't know about that. Oh wait, they are a different brand. They aren't different. That one's.
Oh,
Ford.
are they?
Yeah, I think they are.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they are. They're not. I just lied to you guys.
Okay.
Fucking farmed.
I've been slammed. Anyway, yeah, whatever. So
let's go
Superstore
east of Super a little bit. Let's find the old police station. There we are. Northeast of Super. The old police station. This was an area we were at often.
Yeah, this is the police station we went to the most.
This would be kind of the OG rotate.
I was the sheriff of this
Superstore
one.
up here. You weren't. You were a fucking idiot, but yeah.
Okay. I was detained. Yeah, no, this police station got a ton of play and super fun. And these like stupid things right here, whatever these buildings are, warehouses or those were, yeah, lots of fighting here. And even across the street, we landed here often. So like we have lots of memories of this area. So we would be at this police station a lot. We would be at this building right here a lot. We would be north of it in these like little whatever quarry building almost. And by almost, I mean exactly a lot. This was cool stuff. This was good stuff. And then right into the fire station, the helipads. And then going from there, if you go west, you're approaching airport. These hangars, didn't want to be in them. You still won't wanna. But like the building next to it.
Yeah.
These are going to be fun. Jump between these rooftops. These are decent little builds. This is good shit. And then the airport itself, I'm very curious about. I never loved the inside of the airport, but I didn't fucking hate it. I feel like I'm going to feel the same way.
Yeah.
To be honest.
It's just so long and there's so much else around that it's just not an area you would go in often. You kind of just go in to like rotate through if nothing else.
True. Yeah.
But it's like you're not going in there just searching. You're not landing there to loot the inside of airport. At least we didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just an area to rotate through. It was kind of confusing in there too, but it's probably just because I didn't go inside too often.
Yeah.
I just remember getting kind of thrown around, getting how to get out, getting lost.
Yeah. On the roof of the building south of the big one, though, that could be pretty fun sometimes. Like playing around here, playing this little ramp. You know, that could be cool.
Yeah.
But then, yeah. And then going west more from here, I forgot about these tents here. But yeah, that was another thing.
Tents.
Fuck, was that another thing? I don't know if they're tents, but they kind of look like it here, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Little tiny area.
Yeah, that was cool. And then this overpass here, just Death Valley here. You would get sniped every time you were here.
Mm-hmm.
Your little head would just get ripped.
Another area where the game would end fairly often, unfortunately.
Yeah, often enough. Yeah. Yeah, which did suck. Yeah, just pull a little more west. And then north of here, yeah, we're getting to the tunnel. That's the tunnel. And that bitch takes you all the way up to the dam. Yeah, there's like one building here. I actually think there were, maybe I'm thinking of 84, but there was like more or a bigger building here. Might be 84 I'm
this
thinking
side,
of.
You're thinking, I'm trying to figure out where you are.
I've zoomed out.
Oh, I think you're looking at the wrong part of the tunnel. Go further up towards Danmore. Are you just thinking of police station down there to the right?
No, I'm not thinking of police. I remember police. It doesn't matter.
There was a big
spot.
wooden building or something weird when they did Verdansk 84 here. Yeah,
that's probably what I'm thinking of. Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah. So, but anyway, whatever. That was interesting. But before we move on from this, going east from here, yeah, I'm thinking of the. What am I thinking of? Yes, the police station. This area was fun as fuck too. This was a great little police station.
Yeah.
Very vulnerable to above you, but like you're on the edge of the map. That usually wasn't happening. So you'd be in this police station fighting this building across the street from you. And these were fun. I really enjoyed these fights. Most of the just police station fights were really fun and good.
Yeah.
Whereas the fire station fights, not so much. They were ass. But the police station ones, fun. Very fun and good stuff. So yeah, that was cool.
I agree. And then air traffic control, man.
And then ATC tower.
The building
ATC
everyone loves
tower.
talking about for some reason.
Yep. I mean, it was high up, it was central, and it was very defensible. Yeah. People don't talk about the little spiral building around it enough.
It sucked, that's why.
Yeah.
But it had some windows to sit in and hold people rotating across.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then from there, I think that about covers it.
Pretty much it. Just head east towards the end of the runway. The one last little neighborhood we really didn't talk about on the other side. I hated this area. I
loved this area, really. Wow, interesting.
I hated it. Yeah.
I liked this area a lot.
Not a big fan.
This was like one of the ground war maps.
Yes, and I do not like that ground war map either.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I liked this area. I liked it a lot. I very specifically remember this area in particular. This little cluster right here. All of it, though, I remember. Yeah, it's weird. You didn't like it.
That's the specific cluster I don't like.
Okay. I wonder if there was a buy here at some point. Maybe that's why we remember it so much. Huh. Interesting.
Another bridge down here. Yeah, that's pretty much it, though.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's Verdansk, man.
So that's Verdansk, yeah. So like, hope you guys enjoyed. And then overall,
I'm zooming way out, yeah. Not many buildings when you zoom up and really look around, buddy.
Really?
Just
not as many. Yeah, not nearly as many. And that's, I think, what we've been missing for the past 18 months or however long we've been playing Urikistan. So like,
too long.
Way too long. How different will it be? Very. But it also all depends, like, keep in mind, this all depends on the decisions they make. There's still a lot we don't know. Are there going to be balloons? Are they improving vehicles? Are they changing sniping? Am I going to be able to see anyone? Are they going to add horizontal zips? Times 8 or whatever. Like, is there going to be water? Like, we're not 100% sure on a lot of this stuff. So there's still a lot in the air. But like we've been saying, and just going back and looking at it reaffirms my position on this. It's going to play a lot better than it used to. That's almost certain. On literal day one, probably not, because it's going to be a broken mess. But like, you know, a week after season 3 launch, I think it's going to play quite well. So, with that said, I think that's about it. You have anything else, buddy?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I hope it plays better.
Yeah, me too.
It'll probably play better, but it will play worse than everyone remembers, and therefore it will feel worse. Yeah.
It's not, yeah, will it live up to a lot of people's hype and expectations? Not for longer than 2 days. No. You will quickly become bugged by something or other. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, you know, I'm very excited. This has gotten me more excited, but yeah, I'm under no illusions that this is going to like make the game perfect. It won't. Although, will this map be a better map than Urzikstan? Yes, I absolutely think so. And again, you might be like, wait, you hated Verdansk though. I did, with all of the mechanics we had 5 years ago, but the game's a lot different now. So I was conflating my hate of the map with my hate of the combo of the map and the game itself. But the game now is way different, so I think the map is going to become much better than it used to be. And compared to Urzikstan, I also think it's going to play a lot better. To be clear, I'm not positive. I could be wrong. There's still a lot we don't know, and even if we knew everything, it's kind of impossible to say how a map is going to play in a fucking BR until you play it. So we could be wrong on that too. I don't know. But are you optimistic? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I am. I think it's going to be good. I just hope, I mean, Ted's back on Twitter, so I hope that means he thinks they finally put out a meaningful update. So yeah, he's been sending out his typical little tweets he used to send out. How he's excited, blah blah. So
well,
yeah, I don't know.
Looks like redeploy packs are back.
If he has some hope, then
Godzilla.
Maybe things are looking up.
Maybe.
Possibly.
All right. Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see. That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. A couple announcements before we go. Patreon.com/thedropshot. Best way to support the show. Our latest episode, we did a Jake Down breakdown. So we went over a couple of his VODs and pointed out to you guys how it's not actually very hard to get a lot of kills. Nothing flashy required. No Aiden 360 no scopes. Pretty easy stuff. But you got to engage that brain. So
yeah,
go watch that.
Got to engage it, man.
And if you are not a patron, become one, then go watch that. It's live right now for all patrons. Patreon.com/thedropshot. Best way to support the show. You also get ad-free episodes and early access episodes. So if you're into that sort of thing, then go there. And bonus episodes, obviously. So other bonus episodes for the month, we're not sure yet, but we're all in the Verdansk waiting room together. Join us.
Yeah. Get in the waiting room, man.
Yes. I was on the Slightly Above Average Gaming podcast this morning. You can go watch the VOD of that maybe on their Twitter account. I think it's SAAG Podcast at that. If not, they will have it on apps soon. So
yeah, I'll have to listen. I'm excited.
Yeah. Go to our Twitter, and I've retweeted a bunch of shit about it. So once it goes live, they'll probably tag me or us, and I will retweet it from there if you want to go listen. It was fun. I had a great time talking to the boys about how the game fucking sucks and no one hates the devs enough, among other things. It was interesting. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys. We will see you next week. Probably the hangout next week, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we got to do that still.
We'll tweet the schedule.
We got 2 more weekends left. Okay.
Yeah. And then before we go, also, Pimlovsky resubbed at tier 1, and Ducky resubbed with the Prime 7 and 5 months respectively. Pim says, go ahead, fly around my hometown, feel strong, man. There you go. We're going back to Verdansk, baby. Thank you, Pim. Appreciate it. Ducky said, you should play Ground War while you have MW19 downloaded. No, won't be doing that. And I hope that helps. But welcome back, Ducky, for 5 months on the Twitch. Thank you very much, King. We appreciate that. And Little Tiny Panda said in all caps, DMZ and Omni movement, and then not caps in Verdansk. That's all I'm hearing. Okay.
Verdansk.
DMZ on Verdansk is an interesting thought. And that is something we will...
Yeah.
that did not occur to me fucking at all. So we will delve into that in the future if it's going to be true. But thank you for the $5 super chat. All right, we're out. Activision devs do not play their own game.
God, no, they don't.